Hello everyone, I'm Stephen Armstrong and I'm a member of the FWCS Integrated team. I'm so glad you're joining us today in the Integrated Podcast Studio, where we're going to look at a new software that we have that you can use with your students or just you if you're creating lessons for your classroom. And this is a screen recording software and it's called Loom, Loom.com. And today what we're going to talk about is Loom and the desktop app. So before, if you watch any of our other videos, the recording and the screen recording that we did on the computer happened inside of your web browser. Well, there's so much more powerful tools inside of Loom when you download the actual application. That way you can use it offline, but it also has some really cool tools that we're going to get into in some other tutorials. But today I'm going to show you how to download the desktop app and just show you a few of the things that you can do with that. So the first thing we're going to do is up in the top right when you're logged into your Loom account, and you'll be on your library page as the default one that you go to. I'm going to select on my icon up in the top right, and it's going to bring up a view box here of some different things that you can do. You can install the Chrome extension if you wanted to. So if you want that to be up in your Chrome browser, you can choose to install that there. What we're going to do is we're going to choose Download Desktop Application. When I click on Download Desktop Application, a box appears over here in the left, and it allows me to choose that Chrome extension or the download the app. I'm going to choose on Download App. And when that pops up, you're going to choose the version that's right for your computer. And once you get that chosen, go ahead and follow through on the install steps to get it installed. And you can do this as a teacher. You don't need administrative privileges to install this. Okay, once you get the Loom app installed, go ahead and launch that from your Start menu, and you'll be prompted with a view that looks something like this. And you can see here I've got the Loom app up here. I have much of the same features that we covered in our Loom browser video. You can choose screen and camera. That switches between the screen and the camera at the same time, just to record the screen or just to record your camera. So you can do both of those there. And then in the middle here, you have your camera choices. For mine, it's the built-in camera in my laptop. If you're a remote teacher or you have a camera that's facing the classroom and you wanted to get a video of the classroom, you could select that here and choose that appropriate camera. Then here's your microphone as well. Like I said before, make sure if you're using a headset or if you have an external microphone that you're not choosing the built-in microphone for your laptop, but you want to choose that separate microphone that you're using to get that really good audio. Below the microphone area, you'll notice that there's a resolution change here. This is where you can change what the quality of the recording of your screen that you're going to record, but we're going to change that to 1440. That gives you a lot better resolution on your videos. So if you have text that's scrolling as you're recording your screen, it's going to make it a lot more crisp. And then over here in the left, you see I have a stop button, I have pause, and then I can delete it once we start recording. But pretty much I'm going to go up here first and select on these three dots up in the top right corner, and I'm going to go to Preferences. And this is where this app really comes alive. I can choose my settings that I have here. Touch up appearance, adjust for low light. Like in our previous tutorial, I recommend leaving all those on. We already changed our resolution, but this is a really cool one down here. Record audio and mono. You want to set that to on. And then the next one, use system audio. When this is turned on, this allows you to record in the desktop app, not in the web version, but in the desktop app, you can record any audio that's playing throughout your computer. Where that might be handy is if I wanted to pull up a music app or I'm recording a video that has sound, I can play that music inside of my screen recording. Normally, copyrighted music or things like that get muted, but this application, Loom, allows you to record those, and that's pretty cool. Another feature that it gives you is when we start to record, you'll notice over here on the left is pointer control. So you can actually draw over what you're doing. So let's dive into this and get started recording with Loom desktop app. I'm going to click Start Recording, and it's going to start recording my screen. And I can pull up anything that I want to, whether it be a web browser, an application. I'm not limited on what I can show. So I'm going to pull up a new web browser, and I am going to type in here the history of the United States, just like we did before in the last tutorial, and we'll choose the Hamilton one. And before, we kind of showed you, here's an example of Alexander Hamilton, tells a little bit about him. Now I can come over here to the Tools menu on the left as we're recording, and I can click the little draw button down in the bottom left. This allows me to bring up an annotation tool, and you can change the colors. Red is my favorite color. You could choose blue, but you only get about 7 different colors there, I think, maybe fewer than that. You can't change those, but I'm going to choose red, and then I can come over here and then circle different areas of this. So if you're trying to point out Alexander Hamilton, or a lot of times in my tutorial videos, I'll use an arrow, much like this right here. But instead, if you don't have the editing features to add the arrow like I do, you can just add an arrow here manually like that to draw attention to this piece on the screen recording. So another great feature of Loom, and that's only available inside the desktop app. So I'm going to go ahead and hit stop over here. Once I hit the stop button on the screen recording, it'll automatically pull up a new tab in my web browser and bring that video into my loom.com library. That's great because then everything is saved automatically. I don't have to worry about going to a file menu and saving it. It's right there for me. And then you'll notice over on the right, you have different actions. We can edit it. We can call to action. You'll see those features in some of our later videos in this series. But that's how you install and use the Loom.com desktop app to do some more advanced features. I'm Stephen Armstrong. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.